Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones asking you for a minute of your time to tell you about soap. Not detergents, but good old-fashioned pure soap made by the Cal Ben Soap Company, a family-owned and operated American company. My family, staff, friends, and radio listeners are constantly telling me how much they love these products for bath, hair, laundry, and dishes. There is nothing like these factory-direct, big money-saving, triple-concentrated soaps anywhere. Get a free detailed catalog by calling 800-340-7091 or see them online at 5starsoap.com or Infowars.com. Let's talk to the owner of 5 Star Soap, Marty Schachter, and see what he has to say.
As founder and owner for over 63 years, people keep asking me, how's business? I'm happy to say our business is going down the drain. Call us at 1-800-340-7091. Visit our website, 5starsoap.com, for buying our 1 to 2 month soap sampler. Thank you.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
I'll be getting back into the North American Union and how a private consortium of banks is dissolving our sovereignty through treason at the presidential and congressional level as they sign away our authority. Obama is not only suing Arizona, he's now going to the UN, asking them to go after Arizona. That is coming up. But for the rest of this hour and 5 minutes into the next hour, Don Adams, who we talked about in the last 2 days, a decorated Korean War vet, retired FBI agent who was investigating one of the people he has evidence was involved in the JFK assassination before it even happened, saw a subsequent cover-up. The information he has literally blows the JFK murder and assassination and cover-up sky high, and it integrates with the deathbed confession of E. Howard Hunt that we broke here on air with his son, the audio and video, and with all of the research I've done in the last 15 years, and, of course, the congressional report in the late 70s, finding 95% chance it was a conspiracy, not just Lee Harvey Oswald acting alone. So I'd like Don to go back to his time at the FBI before the JFK assassination and go through the newly released documents that concur the fact that he got his own FBI reports out of the archives, that they've been altered, and just the amazing information, because that's what E. Howard Hunt said, that the killing was planned in Miami, and they have the Miami intelligence police interviewing the person who was photographed in Dealey Plaza, the individual that Mr. Adams was tracking, and it fits in with the Secret Service agent that said they were going to try to kill JFK in Chicago, but that got called off because he blew the whistle. Same thing that Hunt is now saying right before he died. I mean, it's incredible information. Then he'll get into the physical evidence as well, the impossibility of the official story. So retired FBI agent Don Adams is here, blowing the whistle. He has a lot of courage. Sir, thank you for coming on with us.
Thanks, Alex.
You've got the floor. The website's adamsjfk.com. You got a book coming out in the next few months. You've also got a DVD breaking this down, but you've got the floor. Go over it, sir.
All right, I will. My investigation started on November the 13th of 1963. I received a telephone call from the agent in charge in the Atlanta FBI office. He told me that they had just received information from the Secret Service of a conspiracy discussion that took place up in Indianapolis, Indiana, at a meeting of a large group of very strong right-wingers. And as a result of it, there was one of the people in a discussion of four people who was an informant for the Miami Intelligence Police Department as well as for the FBI. His name was William Somerset. The principal person that was talking in the group of four was Joseph Adams Miltier. Joseph Adams Miltier and Somerset with the other two fellows, they planned, they discussed about the assassination of President Kennedy when he left Homestead Air Force Base in Miami, Florida, and traveled up Collins Avenue to the Kennedy compound in Palm Beach, Florida. They were going to take and secrete a man who was willing to give his life up in a palm tree, and then when the motorcade with the open limousine came by, they were going to go ahead and shoot the president. And the person was a sniper in the Second World War, and so they planned on killing him there. If that failed for whatever reason, they had a backup plan at the White House behind Lafayette Park, which is right across the street from the White House, and they had purchased or rented an apartment or an office, and they had purchased a high-powered rifle with a tripod, and they were going to shoot the president when he came out onto the portico of the White House or if he walked the grounds, and that was their backup plan. So all this was discussed, and as a result of it, the Secret Service called RSAC and asked for me to ask for an investigation to be conducted. And the SAC called me and said, Don, since Miltier lives in Quitman, Georgia, in your territory, I want you to do a full background on him. So I contacted the police chief down there, William Elliott, and Bill and I went to work on Miltier, and we spent about 5 days working full-time, gathering as much intelligence as we possibly could on him. Once we acquired all the intelligence that we could get, I then took and prepared a report, a pretty extensive report. I acquired a lot of handout material from him, which he mimeographed, and he handed out every Saturday to all of the people that would take it. And I took a lot of that material from him, and there was an awful lot of bitterness and indications, not direct threats, but implied threats against the president and Bobby and them. So I took all that material and I put it all together and then hand-carried my report. I wrote my report and I hand-carried it up to Atlanta, gave it to the boss, and then turned it over to the Secret Service, and we were through with it. That was our total investigation. I finished probably around the 18th or 19th. I can't give you an exact date, but around then. And then, of course, on November 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon, my partner and I were riding in the car, and an announcement came out and said that the president had been shot in Dallas. And then there was a radio code for Code 36 for us to go to the Thomasville, Georgia Highway Patrol post, and that they had a message for me. So I went there, identified myself, and he then said to me, the sergeant behind the desk that we were to go to the Department of Agriculture. They have a teletype they want me to read. So we took off, went to the Department of Agriculture, and once we got inside and looked at the teletype read, "The president is dead. Call your special agent in charge in Atlanta immediately." So then I was shocked and devastated because here it is so close to what I was doing, and now they're talking about to call the boss and that. So I called my boss, and he says, "Find Miltier wherever he is, and hold him for the Secret Service." And I'm devastated because I'm thinking I must have screwed up somehow or made a mess of something, or something happened because of the close proximity and time. I went out and I started looking for Miltier, hunting him through all of his haunts and wherever he was. And I went from November 22nd till November the 27th and located him on the 27th. The first indication that I had that there was something going wrong was that my agent in charge told me that when you interview Miltier, you can only ask these 5 questions and nothing more. And I queried my boss, and I said, "Boss, wait a minute, we're passing up a very important opportunity here to find out who he associated with, where he went, who he met in his travels, and everything else, and maybe I can get a lot of information from him." He said, "I only want you to ask these 5 questions and nothing more." So I did. I mean, when we interviewed him, I took the statements on those 5 questions. He denied any involvement in the assassination, and one of them was concerning Martin Luther King. If there was any threats on him, and he denied any of that information. And as a result of it, I called my boss, and the boss said, "Go ahead and release him since he didn't give me anything of any positive nature in that, and the Secret Service will contact you if they decide they want him located and they want to talk to him." And that's the last I heard of him. And I forgot all about it. And then 7 months later, I was transferred to Dallas, Texas. When I got to Dallas, Texas, the first thing that my boss said to me was, "I want you to look at the Zapruder film." I went in and looked at the Zapruder film, and when I looked at the Zapruder film, I saw the president take his hands and go up towards his throat with his hands, and I made a comment with 2 senior agents sitting there with me, and I said, "Hell, he didn't get shot from the back, he got shot from the front." And I was cautioned by one of the agents and said, "Don, the Warren Commission's already in here working to get this thing established in that, and I would kind of hold your comments to yourself." I left there a couple of days later with 2 other senior agents and went to the book depository. When I got to the book depository, I looked out the window and looked down on Elm Street, and there was a tree in full foliage. And I asked the 2 agents, I said, "Was that tree bare at the time when the assassination took place?" They said, "No, the timing is such, it's not like you have back at home in Ohio. The leaves were still on there in November, and they're still on in June."
Yeah, live oaks drop their leaves in the summer.
Yes, okay, which they did do. So as a result of it, I made a comment, and I said, there's no way in the world, if the foliage is all up there, there's no way in the world that this individual, Oswald, or no, he wasn't named at that time, but whoever the individual was that did the shooting in that he, oh no, I'm sorry, his name was already identified 6 months later. But anyway, this individual could not have possibly made those shots, three shots in 7.5 seconds. And again, I was cautioned and said, "Be careful of what you say." So then that was my completion as far as I covered a couple of leads on the assassination when I worked in Dallas, and then subsequently I made my transfers and stuff, went back to Ohio, and forgot all about Miltier. In November of 1992, at Christmas time, we had a get-together at a house there, and one of the fellows that was there, it was the son of a friend of mine. He said, "Mr. Adams, I understand that you're involved in the assassination investigation, and I'm a buff for that. Could you talk with me about it?" I did, told him the whole story I just told you, and he said, "Fine, thank you very much." And then he said, "I'm reading a book in my home in Houston. When I finish it, I'll send it to you." So about a month later, I received a package from him, and inside was the book. I opened up the book, and the name of the book was High Treason, and it was written by Robert Groden and William Livingston.